Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology. So in this channel, we investigate the what, why, how of ancient Chinese culture, which including the traditional Chinese martial art culture and the ancient Wing Chun culture. Today, I'd like to share with you, to those of you who really want to know the truth. Because truth, to search for truth, is a part of the martial art culture. So, what happened is, lately, I've been seeing many things in the internet, which is really concern me. And thus, when I see by statistic this type of occurrence rising, then it is a time to tell the world what is going on. So today's topic is stop distorting traditional Chinese martial arts. Stop distorting traditional Chinese martial arts. In today's world, you get internet and you get many experts in the internet on traditional Chinese martial art where many people follow. However, most of these experts, they are actually distorting traditional Chinese martial art, including Wing Chun, for their reason, whatever reason it is. So today, in the internet, we can find out two groups of people. One is the expert defender, Another group is the expert on crackdown on fake. So the defender group is the guy who will defend traditional Chinese martial arts. And the crackdown on fakes group will do crackdown on traditional Chinese martial arts. And under this group, the defender, defender expert group can be broken down into two class of people. One is the fantasy player, still getting in all this chi and whatever. Another is the guessing group. They just guess. So the guessing guy is saying, like, for example, you know why the traditional Chinese martial art doing this stance? Or because it is traditional Chinese martial art is based on weapon, like a spear, so that you don't put your hand up, you go down there. Those are guessing group. The fantasy group, again, it is the, oh, there's a chi, there's a Taoist, there's an internal. Now, in the crackdown expert group is this, under this, the against class is whatever traditional Chinese martial art is bad, is fake. Okay, so the other day, I just make a public post on an article on people who have no idea what is going on, and it just against because of they want to against. And of course, you know, when you do this type of stuff, you can have a lot of fans. All of those people who love to crack down on fakes, calling the traditional Chinese martial art is fake, will join in. You get popularity. You get a lot of support fan. And another group is so-called reform group. The same thing. They crack down and they want reform. Oh, this is no good, so we want to reform it. However, all those people, if you look at them, you check them, do they know what, why, how of the thing they are talking about? They don't. The first thing is that, do they know the in-depth history of traditional Chinese martial arts? How things come down from past few hundred years? They don't. They just name dropping. They will say, oh, that's San Da master. Well, please check in the history. When does San Da started? An example for that. Or this is from a grandmaster of internal art. Can you please check when is that master was born and what is he's doing? What type of thing he's doing? So it's just name dropping. Oh, because this is this grandmaster say this, the San Da instructor say this, then it's legit, it's truth. But they have no idea what is the in-depth history of the entire thing. Why? Especially in China. After the Cultural Revolution, what left in China? What culture left in China? Did they still have Buddhism there? Well, not to mention as what I said that Wing Chun 1850s scripture was destroyed in Cultural Revolution in China. Luckily, we Wing Chuners have that copy to Malaysia, Penang, Malaysia. Otherwise, the history of Wing Chun and the technology of Wing Chun wipe out. So now you have all these people cracked down who based on somebody their understanding up to 1965. That's how long how depth their Chinese culture is, how much history they have. Now, do they know the uniqueness of that art on impulse momentum? Or they have no idea there's such something called impulse momentum in traditional Chinese martial art for past 450 years. So that just tell people they never read this thing. All this thing, these people, they never read it. They have no idea what it is just because they whatever they say, whatever they want to say, as soon as it is like following the trend of what is popular, that's where it goes. Do they know the details, techniques, uniqueness? Of course they don't. Why? If you don't know the impulse momentum, how the hell one is going to know the uniqueness of the technology? So this is the problem. People don't know this, acting like expert. Now, I'm not saying that traditional Chinese martial arts or Wing Chun is the perfect art, the best art, whatever. I don't even want to defend it. I'm just saying, do we know what, why, how before we talk? Don't you need evidence in the court of law? Don't you need evidence if we do scientific study? Not to mention all this martial arts stuff is technology because it deals with impulse momentum. Okay? And it dealt with history. If you want to say, for example, if you want to say Chinese martial art is full of it, it's crap. So you want to reform it. Do you know the Chinese history? Do you know what it is? Or if you say, oh, there's this Taoists have this internal power, what do you really know the history of China? Is that true, verifiable, or not? If one wants to speculate, again, years ago, there's one of the movie maker in China is saying that Wing Chun is belong to the what? Wing Chun is the art of the hitman. And Wing Chun, all kinds of stuff, including the power, is using the spear, those kind of stuff. Well, because it's popular, for sure many people believe that. And they watch the movie and wow, this is good, right? But do they really know this? Or it's all hearsays? Now you got a problem. Because nobody knows what is going on. So as what I said, in this channel, it's not about money, it's not about fame, it's not about marketing. It's not about defend who or who. Can we know what it is? If we don't know what it is, why it is, how it is, what are we doing? We just go misleading all the general public. And at the end, the guy expert here making the money, making the title, have the fans. Same here. They probably will have more people joining their school and all kind of stuff. Marketing, business. Well, there's nothing wrong with marketing business, but one need to know what the heck one is talking about. Okay? So let me show you an example. It's just a few days ago, I make a post in the Chinese and send it to Asia Forum. This article is titled as Response to Those Who Crack Down on Fake, just simply want to crack down on fake. The reason why I wrote this is because there's a guy who's saying that, oh, the Shaolin Short Strike Classic is compiled in the 1784, and then it have all kind of relationship with the Qing dynasty emperor. And he's talking about Shaolin and this. Well, of course, just listen to what he's talking about. He have no idea what is the Shaolin Classic about. He have no idea who write that, who actually write that Shaolin Classic document. So, but if you have fan for 200,000-300,000, you put it down there. Well, I know you don't like the Shaolin today, but this Shaolin and the Shaolin in the Shaolin Classic is a two different thing. So I wrote this article. I show evidence. Okay, I show evidence. I show evidence. All the marked up evidence. By the way, this evidence is in the book Resurrecting Wing Chun. Because people sometimes tell me that I stretch too far. So I'm showing how is from Qi Ji Guan going to Shaolin Classic by evidence. Okay? And then how is the Shaolin Classic go down to the Wing Chun 1850 by evidence. So that is the history. So one cannot just because one to crack down or against something, then one just make up all kind of stuff just for against, and have no idea what it is. The second example on this thing is this. It is obvious, like it is common. It is very common that people talking about Wing Chun is close to the Western boxing. The Western boxing in the old Western boxing, the old school bare knuckle boxing. Okay? Now, if you really know what you are talking about, you know the impulse momentum and the detailed techniques. Hello, is this a sticking body short strike in 1850? Is this a sticking body short strike? That's momentum. Again, that's why I wrote the restricting Wing Chun. So, this is to share with you today. If we don't know it, say we don't know. Make life simple. As I keep saying again and again, how come the Okinawan can pass down the bubishi for hundreds of years? Nobody touch it. Everybody respect that. But how come all these people here, mainly Chinese, doing all to their culture? Do they know what the heck is their culture is about? They don't, obviously, by evidence. And of course, when people do this type of style, and then when they come to the West and the Westerner follow that. For example, you look at in the past 40 years, how many people, how many Westerners start to mystify Wing Chun? Oh, this is internal. I have this internal energy. What internal energy? Can one differentiate between strength, what is power, what is energy? You're talking about, oh, I want to train this magical energy. Energy for what? What is strength? What is power? What is energy? Let's get the definition clear. And what is impulse momentum? Related or a part of this strength, power, and energy. So that's why in my book, the Wing Chun Matrix, I map what the ancient Chinese general Qi Ji Guang said into impulse momentum. You need to know what is impulse momentum. We need to know the impulse momentum and then the strength, the power. Well, of course, when you talk about power, you talk about speed, accelerations, and energy is to support that. Energy is to support that is what? The very basic energy is what you eat, your breathing. So you have the impulse momentum, you have your strength, and you have your power. Power is you need to have the strength in this much, in this fast of speed, or this little time, or this accelerations. That's power. And then you need the energy to support them. So your impulse momentum, you need breathing to support it. Your strength, you need breathing to support it. Your power, you need breathing to support it. And the breathing is your energy. You need food too. If you don't have food, we dead. So where's all this chi stuff? Can chi replace impulse momentum? Can chi replace strength? Can chi replace power? No, it cannot. And so when in the past few decades, about 100 years already, get into this chi fantasy, and then in the past few decades, many Westerners follow that. Now, if we don't know about this impulse momentum, strength, power, and energy in the very basic, how are we going to develop anything at all? And also this guy who talking about, oh, the spear, the Chinese ready stance is for spear. Are you kidding? If you look at all this pressure point, vital point, strike, drawing, you believe that the Chinese is handle their fighting stance like handle a pole or a spear? Look at all this vital spot. How many you have in your front? That's what the Chinese say, you must not strike. How many of them? Do you think the Chinese is ancient Chinese do not guard against those spots they're going to strike? See, it doesn't make any sense. And over here, the same thing. People against, just against. Do you know Chinese culture? Even though you are Chinese, do you know Chinese culture? If you don't, should you talk anything about it? Same thing about the reform. What do reform when you have no idea what is what? So this is how serious it is now. And if this thing continues going on, the culture collapse. And it will collapse in just a few years if people keeping spiral on this. Well, everybody's freedom to make a decision whether they want this culture to collapse or not. For me, I make my vote to make this video today. See, I'm not against or I'm not defend anybody. I just say, can we speak with what, why, how?